I've spent most of my career working in the quality area in the chemical industry. I actually have bachelor's, master's, and Ph.D. in industrial engineering, as well as a bachelor's in mathematics. And the quality area was a good blend of both my math background and my industrial engineering background. And it just really appealed to me, and that it combined both of those and was a way to make improvements, to help people do better in their job. Started my career working at Eastman Kodak, and it was at a time in the early 80s when the quality revolution was just starting in the United States. And unbeknownst to me at the time, Kodak was one of those companies that was in the forefront of that revolution, and some of the people that I worked with or that worked in the company that were influencing Kodak's work in that area were very engaged at a national and an international level in the whole quality arena. After graduate school, I went to work for DuPont in the DuPont's Quality Management and Technology Center, and it was there that I saw the strategic value of quality and how you could integrate quality principles and tools along with safety into the daily work. I was what's called a 3-2 cooperative engineering student, which allowed me to pursue 2 degrees in 5 years, but at 2 different institutions. Then continued after a couple of years of working for my master's and PhD. I was given the opportunity at the end of my master's to continue on for the PhD, and I really wasn't sure that that's what I wanted to do, because my thought was that PhDs had stayed in academia and did research and those kinds of things, and I really wanted to be working with people solving real problems, not teaching undergraduates that it was just a theory. So I wasn't too sure about that, although it was a wonderful opportunity to stay and to receive some financial assistance to be able to do that. I asked my father, who has a doctorate in education, about it, and he said, closes more doors than it opens. So I decided to stay. While I was there, I stayed and finished that. In terms of choosing industrial engineering, when I was a senior in high school, I wanted to be a patent attorney. But as we explored colleges, studying political science and history as a pre-law student sounded really boring to me because I loved math and science. And one day my father sat next to an attorney at a luncheon, and he asked him what he studied as an undergraduate, and he said he'd studied engineering. So my dad came home and said, why don't you look at this? This might be the math and science that you're looking for, and it would develop critical thinking skills. I then went back and looked at all the catalogs of the universities we had already visited and read the description of industrial engineering, and it was like a light bulb. This is it. This is what I want to do. And after my freshman year in an introduction to industrial engineering class, I never looked at law again. I was told by my high school guidance counselor that girls don't do engineering. So going all the way to a PhD was quite an achievement. I've also been recognized in work and in my profession. I've been recognized by the American Society for Quality as a certified quality engineer and a certified manager of quality and organizational excellence, and I consider those honors to be recognized in that way. And I've been recognized also by ABET, which is the Engineering Accreditation Organization, globally as a fellow through my service on behalf of that organization. And I've been honored twice to be a Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award examiner. There are many people that apply for that volunteer role, although it's a lot of work, but I've been honored to be selected twice to serve in that capacity on behalf really of the nation. I have a real passion for engineering education, and so I have volunteered in that capacity on behalf of my professional society, the Institute of Industrial Engineers, at varying levels of volunteer capacity in an effort to bring really my experience around quality to engineering education, and that's been a real passion of mine. There's so much that people interact with on a daily basis that they don't realize that has engineering involved in it. The roads that they drive on to work, the water systems, the sewer systems that they use, civil engineers, all the technology that we have, whether it be phones or cameras, TV, whatnot, have engineering, electrical engineering involved. automobiles, airplanes, whatnot, mechanical, industrial. So we're surrounded by engineering, and it's not always recognized or appreciated, and so I sort of feel a calling to help people see that and understand the value of that, and that the quality principles and tools that I have learned and used in industry have application in education and in the nonprofit world as well as in industry. I've focused my career and my personal time on helping and serving others. I love to travel. I have either visited or worked in 45 out of the 50 states. I have always taken opportunities when I'm someplace I've never been before to stay an extra day or go early and see the local area. I really love the national parks, and I've been to many of them across the United States and live next door to one. So that's something that I really enjoy doing. My next state to visit that I have not yet visited is Hawaii, so I would really like to visit Hawaii sometime in the near future. We've often talked about going there as an anniversary travel, so maybe sometime in the next few years we will do that. I've also been to some major cities in Europe with business opportunities. Again, I've stayed longer or gone early and taken the advantage to be already across the Atlantic to see some of the major historic cities in Europe as well, and really enjoy that, to understand and learn about different cultures and histories. Well, my role models my entire life have been my grandparents and my parents. They always modeled hard work, respect for people, and serving others. My grandfather worked in the mines, and I never had very much, but I remember them doing things for other people. And both my parents are in education, and so I really learned the value of education and helping others learn as well. I'd like to think that I'm leaving my legacy for small U.S. manufacturers. Small U.S. manufacturers have really suffered under our last recession, and they haven't had the foundation that some of the larger corporations have had, and have not fared very well through that. And through my business, where we focus on the small manufacturers to help them build the essentials for productivity and profitability, that I can help U.S. manufacturers, particularly the small ones, be sustainable and really provide good jobs in their communities. If you're doing what you love, it's not work. Second is continuous improvement is better than postponed perfection. That be an active learner, try things, step out, learn from it, and then take the next step rather than waiting for the perfect moment to do something. I would like to be remembered as a servant, someone who is trying to make the world around her a better place.